Park, but it's not like, oh, you know,
Yeah.
I was too little, so a lot of things, like when you talk about stuff at Firestone Park, I barely remember, you know? So, so you were gonna say something about Bernie?
Bernie and David Smith, who lived next door to us, you know,
Okay,
where the cages are.
yeah,
They paddled around a lot, and this one day out there, out there in Metropolitan, they caught a snapping turtle.
uh-huh.
You've heard of the snapping turtle?
I know what they are.
Well, this one here was about like that. It's, you know, probably weighed 30 pounds,
Uh-huh.
40 pounds, and everybody, they wanted to get the snapping turtle out of the way, but they didn't want to force them to do anything about it. They were afraid of somebody getting there, getting their finger bit off, see?
Okay.
And Bernie was saying they'd pick it up on the only he'd found out where his tail was and then know where his head was.
Mm-hmm.
And they'd grab him on the other side and pick him up, and all looking like Betty and everybody didn't like the doggone turtle.
Yeah.
But finally, some guy bought the turtle for him. For turtle soup.
Oh. I kind of remember, because did they put it in their swimming pool? Did they put it in a pool or something?
They may have. They had that swimming pool in the backyard.
Yeah.
You could have had it in there.
Because I remember thinking how horrible that would be as a little kid, that somebody's fingers could get, you know, like we were scared of it. That's what I remember.
You had to respect them.
Yeah, yeah. That's funny. Yeah. So Firestone Park must have been a nice place to have.
Yeah, they had a lot of stuff down there, and you know, I mean, nature.
Yeah.
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 And they went out and fished.
Mhm. I was too little to ever take advantage of that.
Well, it's like Bernie and I don't know we moved here in '65, so I don't know.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, we had the Kearnses lived in one house.
Yeah.
And then the Smiths lived in the other house.
The other house.
Yeah. And then Mrs. Fisher lived behind us.
Behind it.
And I remember that there was a big family with a bunch of kids, the Lots.
Lots.
And they were troublemakers, if I remember correctly.
They were somewhat.
And then on a corner, I remember a little boy named Dino, a little kid.
Oh, yeah, he's one that, I remember one time, the little kid got into a bunch of sweat beads.
Oh.
And he came to the door, just looked like you couldn't see his skin for so many beads.
Oh.
And Betty didn't know what to do, so she guided him over to his house.
Oh, I told him where to go, how to go home.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty scary.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
That's a natural thing. Bees, like I had one of the department heads at the chemical was a specialist on it. They'd get swarm bees. They had a list of people to call, and like he'd get a call, he'd go out there.
And he
They
kind of knew how to handle.
Yeah, and it'd be covered all over with bees. So they get the queen, then they'd take the queen and they would stay wherever they went, and that's where get the swarm away.
Okay.
Then you set it down and back out of it.
That'd be scary. I think Kathy Babcock, she has hives. I don't know how she got started on it. Like 2 years ago, when the four of us sisters all went to someplace in Indiana.
I remember that.
Brown County or something, Indiana, and Kathy was talking about how she, and I saw it online too, that she does some bee stuff and gets the honey. And I don't know, I'm so afraid of bees. I think that would be a hard thing for me, but but in Indiana. She lives in Indiana.
Mhm.
So, and then who lived across the street in Firestone Park? I remember there were different people, but I wasn't allowed to cross that street, and I don't think it was kids. They were just different ladies and people.
I can't think of her name. She'd send one of you kids across the street to get a cigarette.
Oh, what, to go across and get one from mom or something, or
For
what?
Mom.
Oh, for mom. Okay.
Yeah. I think her name, she was ours. And Pat, I can't get the name.
Oh, that's
He,
okay.
would come over, we had this, I think he still has a rocking chair.
Uh-huh.
He'd sit down and break the runners on it.
Oh, the one that mom had, like
Yeah.
when we were
Yeah.
little kids, and she would rock us on
Boston
it.
rocker.
I think Ruthie has it now.
Okay.
Was he a big guy?
Not really big, but he just sort of put
Plump.
his whole weight sort of plumped.
Yeah. I kind of remember too when I was little that there was a lady across the street that had tons and tons of cats.
Oh, yeah. That's good. I think Dave took care of them when they went on vacation and one of them died or something.
Okay, but there were tons of them or something.
Tons of them.
Yeah.
And you have those, anytime you have a bunch of animals like that, the odor in that house are different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can imagine. But I don't know. It's just.
These were show cats.
Oh, okay.
And
They weren't just like, how some people collect cats and then they're kind of crazy, you know what I mean? Like they
Yeah.
just take in all the stray cats and pretty soon there's more
I know
cats.
somebody's brought a stray cat in here.
Who?
She liked it. She picked it up and brought it in. We had to replace the rugs and tore the rug apart.
Who?
Mary.
Oh, Mary did? Oh. I didn't know that.
It was a while before I wouldn't let me get near it.
Oh.
He'd move.
Okay. Was that here at this house in Orlando
This
or
house.
over on Firestone?
This house here.
Okay. Yeah, be careful. I mean, we have cats at the house. But that one year Joey's and his girlfriend Melissa brought that little kitten. It was a tiny little kitten.
Yeah, I remember.
And it was so cute. And our dogs, eventually, Joey went off to college and we were just trying to find a home for it because Dave and I thought we're not going to end up keeping this cat,
Mm-hmm.
And it was so cute, but it was so innocent that it would think that the dogs were they didn't really think that the dogs were a problem. And so one day, Dave and I had taken Dave to, Dave had been really sick with his neck and he had gone to Mayo Clinic in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
So we were driving back and Mariel called me and she came back from volleyball practice and the cat was at the top of the steps. The dogs had gotten into the room where it was kind of like closed off and they went in the room and then they caught the cat and they broke its neck. So here Mariel came home and there's this cat at the top of the steps and it was, dead.
Yeah.
So she was very, very traumatized by it.
Oh,
I was too. I was just sick about it.
Yeah. Well, Mary, you brought this one wildcat in here. Anybody can, ready to fight everything.
Yeah.
And it destroyed the whole corner of that one rug in the living room, in the dining room.
Oh, that's how that happened.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think I realized how that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that wouldn't be very good. But we have, cats. But I'll tell you, people drop off their cats, out in the country.
Yeah.
And so there were two
And
cats.
then drift into someplace and
Yeah, and then we would feed like the one cat, we call him Boots, and he has had all of his shots. He's lived the longest out of any cat that's ever been at our house, and I think it's probably because Boots has had his shots and been spayed, so he's not wandering when a cat's in heat or something like that, because they seem like they don't think straight then. But so we had these other 2 cats, and I was starting to think that I should take them. They were so cute. They were longer haired cats, so really fluffy and really pretty. And Joey and his girlfriend named them. There's this like a pop music star. Her name is Katy Perry, and so they called her Kitty Perry. And then the other one, which is probably her brother, because there was a girl and a boy. This Katy Perry, the entertainer, is married to Russell, something Russell. And the husband's name is Russell. So it was Kitty Perry, and then the other one was Russell. So I would never have come up with that before. And the one cat, Dave rescued it once because it was jumping around and it was stuck on something in the in our garage, and then later on it hung itself. It went through like a fishing net and didn't get through, and we came back after a long weekend and it was gone for. And then the other one I think got hit by a car. So we don't keep them they're not very safe around our place.
We had 2 cats. Well, we had 2 cats that were there. Peggy was a short-haired, overweight female. She lived in the house.
Okay.
Fuzzy, long-haired. She lived outside. She had many litters. Dad would say to Frank, we've got to do something about the cats. He's 22, but he kept the population down.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of something that, we had the one cat, we called it hippie cat, because it had such long hair, and it was wild. We didn't have anything to do with it. But it hung around. It didn't hide. Like there's one right now that's sort of a mostly black cat, and Dave said it is such a fast cat. It just shoots out of the garage. We never can see it for more than a couple seconds, But hippie cat had a litter, and then what did we call it? And then we called it one of the cats. I think we called her Hussy because she was like always pregnant, And so I'm trying to remember. I think that we had quite a few litters of kittens that Dave had to help take care of. Dave and Joey. But you can't have hundreds of cats.
No. Yeah. The thing that we had. You know about the rooster.
I think you told me that there was a rooster.
Oh, I'll tell you about the rooster. Dad had built a chicken house. He had a fence around it, so forth. And he bought a bunch of chickens by mail. One of them was the Plymouth Rock rooster. He was a little pup, Every time Dad would go by, or Frank would go by, to whack him in the red. Well, he was a fighter. He didn't like that at all. So if I was bypassing the thing in the egg, he'd go out to the chicken coop, the door closed, get up, open that door and step to the side because that rooster was flying out the door.
Out the door.
At her. And you quick go inside and close the door. He had to go all the way around to get into the chicken's entrance.
Okay.
So he had time to go and get their eggs and put them out. Anyway, one time, Mom wanted to hang clothes up on the outside, and she was afraid of that rooster. So she gave Ed a broomstick. So if the rooster come around, he could fend her off, fend the rooster off. And
I just sort of get that tilted differently.
Oh gosh. Something got tired of us kids touching her litter under the back porch. So she decided she was going to move them. So she picked up, they carry them by the neck and neck.
Yeah.
She's right in the middle of the chicken yard, and that rooster come out, and he was really ready to clean her up. She kept sitting down, and just walking on the side of her face. Then he was protecting them too.
Well, that's the thing about, I was really seriously thinking about, after the dogs killed that kitten, I really kind of I was so sad. I thought, I wonder if there's a way, how it was so innocent that it wouldn't protect itself. So I was going to see if I could find a cat that, an adult cat, because the other cats, our dogs, if the cat comes in the yard, they whack at one, the dogs, they'll have a little blood on their nose or something, and then they respect the cat then. Even if they chase it, it knows that it can turn around and get the dogs, But those kittens are too innocent. Although they say if you bring up a kitten and a puppy at the same time, that they'll coexist.
Yeah.
So.
We had a picture, I don't know who has it now, Jumbo, who was death on that neighbor's dogs. If the dogs came around, he'd go out, leave the yard, beat it up.
Now, Jumbo is one of your dogs?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And he'd be sleeping in the sun by my folks' bedroom window. And the cat would be on his back sleeping.
Aw. That would be the ideal way. Not like the trauma. I was so sad when that kitten was killed. And I think that was one of the reasons I actually tried calling like a vet's office to ask about, cats and dogs and that kind of stuff, and because I was going to get, Kitty Purry and Rosal. I wanted to maybe go and have them get their shots and all that kind of stuff, and take care of their, I think that when they go carousing, when there's like
pick up stuff.
Well, and they also get run over by cars because they start running around instead of staying close to home. The cat that we have right now, Boots, he hunts. We feed him and stuff, and he lets us know that he's hungry or that he needs some water. But he brings, there's bird feathers sometimes, or other things right there. I think it was when Sophie was little. She went hunting. She got loose or whatever, and she came in and handed Dave something once, and he let out a yell. It was something slimy and still alive or something. I don't know what he had gotten. I don't know what she picked up, but it was some kind of a little animal or something like that. And Dave was like, oh, he was not very excited about that. I wonder if it was a kitten or something. Like a newborn or something. I don't know. That makes me excited. I want to look up and see if I can get a puppy. Dave thinks I'm crazy, but then we'll have 3 dogs. But Sophie is getting old, and she doesn't want to play. And Stasha has so much energy.
Yeah.
If we can get a puppy, then they'll probably leave Sophie alone. But when Sophie goes outside, and Stasha is like full of energy, and she stands at the door and waits for Sophie to come in, and she grabs her by the neck and starts to pull her in, and like pull her by her neck and her ears. And boy, sometimes Sophie is okay with it. She's irritated, but sometimes she barks and she snaps back. But it's kind of funny how they, I don't know.
Coexist.
Yeah, and just, I don't know, sometimes I make Stasha go sit down in the other room, and I make her stay sit and stay, and then I keep telling her stay. And then I let Sophie come in and I keep yelling stay. And then she comes in and I hope that she gets diverted, her attention.
I started talking about the Rooster. As he got older, as you get near him, he react to him.
Uh-huh.
I remember Austin was going to show his friends how the Rooster would react. So he went just a little canter past the Rooster, and the Rooster took off after him. See? And he was running, but only problem was he was running over a plowed field, and he got his foot caught, fell down. He had a hole in his head to show it. Betty, or Mom, wanted to hang up clothing, so she gave Ed the broomstick to keep him away. And Rooster came. Ed was about 7 years old, and he dropped the broomstick and went to the house, and Mom got caught out there.
How was Grandma? How big was Grandma? Wasn't she real little?
She was 5'1".
Okay.
Probably weighed 100, maybe. I don't think she weighed 100 pounds. I don't know.
So, and she was always little like that, right?
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Because when I saw her, she was 92, 93 years old, right before she died, and so she was really little then. But you kind of think of her being little at that age.
She was away from Boston for many, many years, but she was still, language was still a Bostonian accent.
Okay.
She never lost it.
Huh.
She was all right. And once in a while, she liked, you'd snap a towel at her or something like that, and she'd react by throwing a dish rag or something at you. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
But she never did lose that Bostonian accent. I went to a chem engineering conference at Montreal, and one of the field trips that you could take when we were there was to Richmond, Quebec. And that's where Mom was born.
Okay.
So there, and the guy who was leading us, that my mom was born there. He said, "You tell her that it's exactly the same now as it was then."
Nothing's changed, huh?
They're very Irish.
Okay.
And there's French. Mom said the French didn't bother the war, so they just tossed on some more perfume. Yeah.
How long was Grandma in? Where did you say? Richmond, Quebec.
Richmond, Quebec. They're back and forth from there to Boston, back.
Okay.
And that's when she was having a lot of sickness, and the doctor said that she had to get to a drier climate.
Okay.
And that's when Annie Dillon and Mom looked at in the want ads and so forth, and they found a want ad for a bookkeeper in Sheridan, Wyoming. So they responded to went out there together, and of course she was hired.
Well, did Grandma have experience in bookkeeping that you know of?
She had taken a course, post-high school course.
Okay.
And she had beautiful handwriting. She sure didn't give. I didn't get that.
You didn't get that from her?
Okay. She had a lot of books that she'd copy,
Yeah. Did you have better handwriting when you were in school? You know how they'd always be so...
Palmer method, I think the highest grade I ever got was a C.
Oh, gosh. So...
I'm never... And Dad, that's the old German, real sharp letters.
So...
Your dad only had through 4 years, 4 to high school.
Okay.
4 years of
grade school.
And then they took him out.
Okay. Then he probably worked at the store?
At that time, earned I don't know whether he did or not. That's when he jumped off of bank of the Des Moines River in Des Moines, Iowa, broke his hip. You know.
Off of a train that he was on or something, or what?
No, walked from the bank of the house, of the
Okay,
river.
okay,
And, but when his dad died, Peter Gare,
okay,
and Grandma met William Redle.
okay,
And William Redle was a professional musician.
okay,
He played in John Philip Sousa's band. He wrote transposed music for him,
okay,
and he was in Omaha, and then William and Rose Redle decided that they wanted to go someplace else for groceries. So that's when they went out to Sheridan and started the grocery business, had wholesale and retail.
okay.
And they had the grocery store, and then next door to it was a little china shop. They had dishes and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
And Rosa ran that.
Okay,
Now, she was the brains of the operation. And
okay,
of course, near the end, she started to lose her mind, and when she lost her mind, they lost the record. A
oh,
lot of that was part of it.
okay,
But of course, what did them in? They were, well, that house. I was born. I was the last one that really was born in it.
okay,
It's up for sale for $2 million or something like that.
wow.
Anyway, Ruthie went through it. You know,
I think I remember her saying that,
she had some pictures in it. Too.
okay, I'm gonna have to get that from her.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna get a Diet Coke, would you like one?
Okay.
Or water or something, or?
Coke or something.
Okay, you want it in a glass or in the can?
You can give me that one that's sitting on the.
Over by the TV?
I only ate a little bit last night.
Okay,
I'll finish that up.
I think that one got taken care of already.
Oh, okay. How much a quick get in there, cleaner.
This is like a whole new place.
Yes.
It looks so much nicer. Well, you know, we descended upon it last week, you know, with all of my kids and everybody, and it's been crazy ever since, so. And I guess I've been doing more visiting than cleaning.
That's nice.
Yeah, actually, it's been a really nice week. I'm kind of sad that it's coming to an end. But I miss being at home, but I also don't like moving. Yeah. So I know you said that Rosa was the brains, and that's where those Redle brains come from with
Could
you,
be,
huh?
yeah. You know, they call her Rosa, but that's the German pronunciation for Rose.
Oh, okay. Well, and then, I'm just gonna ask with that name too. When we were expecting kids, you know, and I thought about possibly naming somebody Rosal, but then it really was Rose
Alicia.
Alicia, or?
Alicia, yeah.
Okay. And then it got turned into Rosal,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Because I always thought that was a different name. You know what I mean? Like a separate name.
Yeah. Oh, the guy, the routine. Dad had a half-sister,
Mm-hmm.
Mary. And Mary was a conniver. And when they were growing up, the one who gathered the eggs generally took them to the store and got the money for them.
Mm-hmm.
And Mary would see that the thing was about ready, so she'd sneak off and grab them and go in and get the money. So Dad figured he'd cook her goose. So, you know, in one of the top levels of the eggs, he put rocks instead of eggs.
Oh, cause like would you put them in a crate or something?
Yeah, I had
And then
crate.
she'd go into this town and get the money for
Yeah.
them?
So she takes them in and gets in trouble because she's
Cause she was giving them, egg, not eggs.
rocks instead of eggs. Yeah. But Dad he'd worked in the grocery store. And he worked long hours. Like when he wanted to go hunting or fishing, he would early in the morning, he'd have his pack horse all ready, and he would do everything